What's up, guys? In this video we are going to talk about chronic fatigue. Oh, you're so tired all the time. Oh God, it's so bad, right? Is it genetic? Is it a mysterious, inexplicable disease that has stricken you and has absolutely no possible explanation, and therefore no cure, and you've tried everything and your chronic fatigue is just, now you're on welfare? Like, oh, it's terrible, isn't it? You have to call all your friends to do things for you. Anyway, I'm done patronizing you. Chronic fatigue, we're gonna talk about how to fix it right now. It's probably not stuff that you're gonna wanna hear, probably gonna be some things that you're gonna have to change in your life, but you do get to take, possibly, some additional, substances that will give you more energy, but you're gonna have to change some stuff like your diet and your habits, let's just say. Okay, so we're gonna jump into that right now, but first, if you like my pimped out silk shirts that I got from legendarysuitjamas.com, click that subscribe button because I will be promoting them in my videos every day. Technically for the next, 2 months, I told them, but we'll see. They still haven't sent me an affiliate link, so, Anyway, not that I even care about that kind of thing. I'm just here to give you health and fitness advice about things like chronic fatigue. Okay, so let's talk about chronic fatigue. You're tired all the time. You feel bad, and you're just too tired to do all of the things that you know you should do, right? Too tired to go to the gym. Yeah, I should go to the gym, but my chronic fatigue, it got me again. Okay, you know you should get a job, you know you should go to work, but chronic fatigue made me just stay in bed and watch YouTube videos all day. You know you should, I don't know, whatever, do something else, but chronic fatigue, you're just depressed now. All right, okay, I need to tone it down and not be so patronizing. But the point that I'm trying to make, or that I'm going to make, is that it's very easy to be tired when you're talking about something that you don't want to do, okay? Now, if you have chronic fatigue, you're probably already typing out your angry comments saying, that you don't know my situation, you don't know me, you don't know my chronic fatigue, it runs in my family, blah, 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 okay? But fact is, if you don't want to do something, it's so easy to be tired. It is so easy. Now, I first heard this, I think it was a Tony Robbins program or something, but the guy's right. Let's use guys as an example, right? Even though for some reason I have a feeling this affects more women than men, let's just take guys as an example. Man, if you have chronic fatigue, and I say, hey, guess what? You have to go to work now. You have to go to your job that you don't like for 8 hours. What are you gonna do? If you have kids, what if you have kids, okay? And you wake them up for school. If they're anything like I was when I had to wake up for school, oh my goodness. My parents had to throw a bucket of water on me to get me out of bed. And even then, didn't really, that actually worked. Okay, but why is it so hard for your kids to get up? Because they don't want to get up. Because they don't want to go to school. Okay, most kids don't want to go to school. It sucks, it's boring, Oh, but does that mean your kids have chronic fatigue or they have ADD or some other ridiculous disease? No, it just means that you're making them do stuff that they don't want to do. So of course they're gonna, be distracted or not want to do it or be tired. Yeah, I'm tired too when you make me sit in a room and listen to boring stuff for 8 hours. I'm gonna be very tired. Okay, so that's the point, all right, is that number one, you either are doing things that you don't want to do, that, oh my God, that if we want to get, like spiritual or self-improvement-y on you, we would say, well, why don't you just change those things into things that you do want to do, or think of some reasons why you actually do want to do them. So for example, let's say you hate your job, okay? Well, you can either quit your job and do that thing that you really want to do instead, or you can find a reason to love your job, right? Let's say that you hate your job, but you need the money for something, right? And again, this is just a random example. But let's say you need the money for something, well, you could think of it in such a way that, oh wow, I'm so happy that I get to do this job now because every minute that I'm here, I'm making more and more money to eventually fund this project, this new business, this whatever that you want to start. So instead of looking at the job as something awful, you're looking at it as a way to start funding whatever your new dream is. Okay, that's just one example. Okay, now let's go back, let's talk about women, okay? I know maybe it sounds like I pick on women a lot, but In my experience, there's a stark difference between women and men in terms of what I guess we can call excuse making, okay, or lack of taking responsibility. Now, I've said this before, but I think, I could be wrong, I think this comes from men's not only natural tendency, but social responsibility, let's say, to be a leader, okay, like whatever, feminism, blah, 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 like, let's just call it what it is. Men are expected to be leaders, not that women aren't, but men, that's the minimum for men, okay? We have to be the ones who lead, even it's just an interaction between a man and a woman. I'm not saying every guy needs to like lead a revolution or anything, but we're generally expected to make stuff happen and to be go-getters and to get off our asses and do something. Women, a little bit less so. Women are more, sounds really bad, no offense ladies, ornamental, okay? It's all about accessorizing, right? Every piece of clothing that a woman has is an accessory, okay? Her shoes are an accessory, right? Her shoes are designed to lift her feet off the ground, high heels, you know, and make her butt look like a perfect little bubble. Her pants are designed to be form-fitting and show off the best curves that she has. You know, her, I don't know, hair clip is designed to pull her hair in a way that gives her, I don't know, whatever. But you get the idea, right? What do guys have? Nothing really. You know, we have a shirt from legendarysuitjamas.com. Okay, no, I'm just joking. But the point is that women are less likely to focus on anything really other than, sounds really bad, other than like being as beautiful as possible, or charming, I guess. And that's really kind of the ultimate thing that they focus on. So as a result, you know, you're gonna have a lot less taking responsibility for things because they're living a very passive life. They want to get as beautiful as possible so that they can attract a man, which you could argue is an active pursuit as well, attracting a man. That's somewhat active, right? But that's essentially their main, that's what they want to do. And again, this is strictly from a biological standpoint, not really taking into account modern feminism and all that. But even with all this modern feminism that we have, how many women are really, truly, 100% have like totally given up on attracting a man and are just like 100% focused on their career like a man would? Probably not that many. In fact, I don't really think that many. Okay, maybe there's this world of like women who only focus on that. I haven't met too many, and you know, I'm going to assume that like worldwide population-wise, it's really not that much. So what does this have to do with chronic fatigue, and why does it affect women more than men? Or why does it maybe affect women more than men, but I don't really know because I haven't done any research. However, I'm going to assume that it does, because like I said, women just don't take as much responsibility, all right? Now, that being the case, we've already established that when you don't want to do something, it's much easier to be tired, all right? So you can either decide that you like to do something, okay? Change it around that way, or you can change what you do, right? That would also, you know, decide to do something else. Let's talk about some chemical enhancements that you can take, okay? In my experience, now I used to have a job where it was very easy for me to be tired because it was a very strenuous job. I was on my feet all day, every day, and I was talking and doing demonstrations at a kiosk in a shopping mall, okay? I worked in retail for many years, and it was a tough job, and I had to go every day, 6 days a week, or you know, most days, 6 days a week, and be on my feet and talk to women, surprisingly enough, and convince them to buy things after chatting with them for 10-15 minutes. And it required a lot of energy from me, okay? I had to put on a show for every single demonstration, 20, 25, 30 a day, sometimes more. And after you know, anybody can go and do it for a day, right? When you have to do it 6 days in a row and you have to be on all day, every day, it's gonna wear you down, okay? Which is one of the reasons I don't do that job anymore, although I do miss it sometimes. Anyway, when you do that job, like I said, it's easy to do it for one day, but a couple days into the week, you get hit with this like wall of fatigue. It's hard to keep going. So what I did is I started looking online, I started looking for drugs that would help me. And here's a couple, 9 minutes and 46 seconds in, you're about to get them. Okay, number one, modafinil. Okay, this right here, this is so effective that I would not go back and do that job without it. Okay, I don't currently take it, although now that I find myself talking about it in this video, I kind of want to take it again. But this is a drug that essentially, it's called a eugeroic, which prevents sleep. Okay, it prevents you from sleeping. It's not necessarily a stimulant in the same sense as coffee. It's not going to boost your adrenaline, but it's going to prevent you from sleeping, and it's going to give you some energy, some very clean, very smooth energy that lasts for about 15-16 hours, which is the half-life of modafinil. Okay, you need a prescription for it in the US. I believe it's Schedule 4, which means you need a prescription for it. There are some places where you can order it online. I believe it's illegal to order it online unless it's for personal use. Okay, so it's one of these gray area loopholes where you can order it, but it's, you know, it's just, I don't really know. Do your own Googling, although I do know that there's plenty of places that you can order it online. All right, that's number one. Number two, talked about this before, Wellbutrin. Oh my God, amazing, okay? Not only does Wellbutrin help with chronic fatigue, but it really, because what is really chronic fatigue? It's really just depression, okay? Let's call it what it is. You're not tired all the time. You just hate your life so much that you don't want to get out of bed, okay? Now, depression works in the same way that, well, here's the thing. I mean, not depression. Wellbutrin, they prescribe it as something called Zyban, which they give to people who want to quit smoking. Now, if you think about it, what drug would you want to give somebody to keep them from smoking? Okay, you want to give them a drug that is going to prevent them from the desire to smoke a cigarette. So if you think of it like that, A equals B, B equals C, A equals C, then you would understand, or at least be able to, you know, posit that taking Wellbutrin gives you the same experience as smoking cigarettes would give you, minus all the carcinogens and, you know, all the other terrible stuff that happens when you smoke cigarettes. So basically, bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that when you take Wellbutrin, you just feel very at ease, you feel very peaceful, and it's almost like you're possessed by some sort of spirit that moves your arms and legs for you and pushes you to do things that you don't really want to do. In my experience, I take it every day, by the way, could not live without it, okay? Of course, I love working out and making videos and all the other stuff that I do online. I prefer it, at least, to my old lifestyle, but I don't think that I would be able to have the same level of output in terms of the work that I do, and I would not be able to focus as well without it, okay? And when you think about chronic fatigue, that's really what it comes down to, okay? It's one part depression and it's one part lack of focus. Okay, now you can solve this up to a point by changing what you focus on, either by deciding, you know, coming up with reasons why you actually like this thing that you don't like. That's very hard, okay? You know, I pushed for that in the beginning of this video, but I think it's much easier to actually change what you do. Okay, you have to do something that you actually enjoy doing. Like, I wake up every single day and I write 2,000 words for a new blog that I'm trying to do, and I enjoy doing it. It's fun for me. And I've got 5 or 6 experiences throughout the day where I'm doing similar things that I also enjoy doing. Okay, but again, that's also only going to take you so far. You need drugs, okay? I don't know. Is that bad for me to say? I think it is. This video is long. All right, so anyway, Wellbutrin, modafinil. And then if you want a tiny little boost that I think is very helpful, I'm going to say go with Nuopept, okay? Or you can choose a racetam, okay? Piracetam, pramiracetam, aniracetam, any of that stuff, you can choose that as well. I'll make another video all about those. They are amazing drugs that were developed in Russia, help you focus, help you concentrate, give you a nice little energy boost. Okay, Nuopept in particular is my favorite because the dose that you need is very low. It's 10-15 milligrams for an effective dose that you feel. And it'll give you energy, it'll make you smarter, and it'll just make it a lot easier to do the stuff that you might not want to do. Okay, it's like magical spirit energy that pushes you in the direction that you need to go. Okay, that is my bro science prescription for chronic fatigue for, you know, everybody, not just overweight housewives who watch YouTube all day, but anybody who is having trouble bringing themselves to do the necessary things that they need to do to participate in this beautiful modern world that we have and be able to buy things that they don't need on the internet, like legendarysuitjamas.com. Check them out. Link in the description. Subscribe to my channel. Got something in my eye. Peace.